Hi everyone, I'm Tamara Makabanga. I am the founder and chief content officer here at Alaking Creatives. Welcome back to another video on the 50 digital technology solutions every business needs. And today I am chatting with Yvonne. Yvonne, could you please introduce yourself?
Hi Tamara, thanks for having me. My name's Yvonne. I'm the head of the marketing at Silversoft. Really excited to be jumping on this call with you today.
Okay, so who is Silversoft and what do you do?
Cool. So Silversoft is a Deltek Platinum partner, and Deltek is a global leader in the enterprise services industry in the ERP and software space. So Deltek invests quite heavily in their leading industry technologies. And what we do is we deliver these solutions to our clients in the Africa region to solve key business problems that they may have and ultimately assist in increasing their profits.
Awesome. And what do you believe is the unique selling point of Silversoft?
Look, I think it's twofold. Firstly, that we are a partner of Deltek, who is the best in class when it comes to technology solutions, especially in the services industry. And we do have quite a laser focus on the services industry, as well as a wide range of portfolio solutions to ultimately, meet our customers' specific needs, and deliver a local support and customer-focused Silversoft experience. We're a nice bunch of people. We're just a Skype or a phone call away. So I think that's a biggie.
Mm-hmm. So you mentioned a lot, like you focus a lot on the customer's needs. So I'd assume that Silversoft is like really customizable. So whatever the customer comes and say, hey, this is what I need, will you be able to like just shift and shape like your products to fit their business? Is that true?
Sure, absolutely. So if you go onto our website, you won't see the products that we sell specifically. It is about the needs that we solve. So, in addition to our Deltek solutions that are quite customizable depending on the needs of the client, we also do have other solutions like magnetic software, for different needs for specifically in the agency market. So most definitely.
Awesome. And what would you say is the biggest problem that you solve for your clients, like on a day-to-day basis?
I think, look, a lot of businesses have a problem to have a view of their real-time data, what's happening in the business. I think a lot of companies still work with static, spreadsheets or think that they are kind of solving that problem by using Google Sheets where everyone collaborates on that. But the main problem is we give our customers that ability to have a real-time overview of what's happening in their business and to fix certain pockets or pillars that might need to be streamlined, and ultimately to ensure that they're more profitable and streamlined.
Nice. And would you say that like South Africa and perhaps even Africa is like almost at a stage where they are ready to be fully digitalized, or do you think like we're still a long way to go from there?
Sure, great question. I think that's the question on everyone's lips at the moment. Being in this COVID pandemic. Look, I think it's interesting. I think COVID has highlighted that digital transformation needs to happen. The short answer is I think that we are still far off. South African firms are still very reactive. If it ain't broke, why fix it? And look, it might not be broken, but I think there's that lack of foresight into, if we do tweak or make changes and digitize, what massive benefits are we going to reap from that? And in addition, South Africa and Africa as a whole, digital transformation still exists in pockets, in certain industries, in certain types of businesses. And I think a lot of people are trying to get it right. With COVID, oh my gosh, we all need to get onto Teams and we need to be able to have video calls, but it's still scratching the surface of fully digitally transforming. And that's where the need still lies.
What do you think is the first sort of business function that a business needs to sort of digitize based on like their needs, their functions? Like, what is that first step? And if a client comes in like, hey, we're thinking of becoming more digitized, what is that first step that you say, okay, this is what you need to do first in order to, you know, integrate digital transformation into your business?
So I think the first step is understanding the need for wanting to digitally transform, you know, and identifying the exact pockets within the business that the company feels they need to improve on. So, you know, if it's a workflow problem or a staffing problem or a reporting problem, I think it's important to understand those core needs first, and then how can you fully digitally transform to first, you know, solve that problem, and then secondly, to integrate all functions of the business to support your core need for digital transformation.
And are there any sort of like core problems that pop up first, like whenever a client comes and talks to you? Are there any sort of core problems that you see consistently across different industries or different businesses?
I think there are two big ones. I think the first one is visibility into shared projects or resources. You know, ultimately staff capacity, you know, how many people are working on a project, what is the status of that project? That's a big one. And secondly is financial reporting still. You know, finance and ops, we do find sometimes don't talk to each other when it comes to a reporting function. And that's huge, right? That's huge. So kind of workflow capacity and financial reporting are two big ones.
I'm surprised saying financial like reporting and everything, because like fintech in South Africa and Africa, like it is one of those industries that are doing absolutely well, so to speak. Like it's one of those industries that is booming at this time. So perhaps they'd be able to assist those problems as well. Sure.
But again, it needs to tie together all business functions into one kind of financial reporting dashboard, if you will.
No, totally get that. Okay, let's hop on to the final question. So here at Alaking Creatives, we have adopted this framework that we call the 5 Ones framework, and we encourage most of our clients to pick one product or solution, market it to one target audience through one traffic source using one conversion method, and do all of that for 1 year. So if Silversoft was just starting out, how would you implement this strategy into your business?
Sure, great methodology. I wish I used that when I started out. But look, I think that we actually have been doing that. You know, we haven't put a framework in place, but Silversoft has been driving quite massively over about the last year. You know, focusing on our agency solutions, if you will, and specifically a product called Deltic Workbook, which is an agency and marcoms software tool. And you know, obviously our main customer avatar would then be your agencies, your big agencies in South Africa and Africa and globally. You know, and the way that we've gone about it is moved away from fishing with a net. You know, it's a very specific target, it's a specific need that the product is fulfilling for these agencies, and we've gone about it in a more account-based marketing approach. So we know who these guys are. You know, everyone knows who the top agencies are. You know, and getting in touch with them, getting in touch with the key stakeholders, the CEOs, the MDs, the financial directors, you know, and saying to them, look, this is the problem that we solve with Deltic Workbook. So traffic source, I would say, is telephone calls, emails, Skype meetings now.
More of the more almost traditional sort of ways, I guess, that really works for you still.
Yes. Yes.
Awesome. Well, guys, there you have it. If Silversoft can do it, then so can you. Yvonne, thank you so much for being here today. Is there anything at all that you'd like to share with the audience, just at the top of your head?
Gosh, yeah, look, if businesses are needing to transform, I think it's important now to take a step back. You know, especially after the year that we've had, look at, you know, how hard your staff are working. Are they working well from home still? You know, and what solutions can you implement into your business to even help your business grow with staff working remotely? I think that's going to become a business model moving forward, even post-pandemic, even if there is such a thing. So yeah.
Awesome. Thank you once again, everyone, for being here. I truly appreciate your time, and I hope that you have yourself a fantastic day forward.
Thank you, Tamara. Keep well.
Thanks. Bye, guys. See y'all again next week.